What's up, Peak Timers? It's Ferrari Day, and today we're unboxing the new Burago 1 in 43 scale Ferrari collection. And here is our first Burago Ferrari. It says Race and Play on there, 1 in 43 scale, which is the size of it. So they are definitely bigger than your standard Hot Wheels car. This is the Ferrari LaFerrari Hot Wheel size. So if we put them side by side, you can see how much bigger the 1 in 43 scales are. They are the same size though as the Hot Wheels new 1 in 43 scale cars. So there is our 2023 Corvette Z06. You can see those ones side by side. That is your same size right there. But the Hot Wheels ones are $24.99 USD retail, whereas these Ferrari Buragos were only $6.49. So they're about 4 times less money than the Hot Wheels variation. So let's have a look and see how good they are, and is it worth the money? If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm a big Ferrari fan, and you know that the Ferrari 458 Speciale is my all-time favorite Ferrari. So that's the one that we're gonna start with right here. So let's go ahead and open it and get a close-up look at it. So the first thing I noticed about them is they are a full plastic body, so there's no metal on top or metal on bottom at all. It's just fully plastic. The wheels themselves are not like extremely detailed. They're just kind of like made to be better at rolling on the ground. So they will have that like kind of plasticky feel. There's no suspension or anything like that on them. But overall, more importantly, we're looking at the car. Is the dimensions of the car good? Does it look good at all? And I have to say, the answer to that is yes. They look fantastic. I think the detail on them is great. The back end's even got the little Ferrari logo. We've got the diffuser, the exhaust on there, the proper striping on the top. The lights on the front look fantastic as well. The front end looks really, really good. Overall, I think it's a great design car. The only thing we can see is on the side, the little blades right beside the door. We can see that those ones are just kind of indented. They're not actually sticking out. So not like super, super detailed, but I have to say, for a $6.49 car, this definitely does look really, really good, and I'm super happy with it so far. Ferrari FXX-K, which is essentially a Ferrari LaFerrari, but in race form. It's a track-only Ferrari. Looks really, really good. Let's go ahead and open this. So this one, we can see the color red is a little bit darker, a little bit more subtle. But when we look on the back of this car, you can see just that spoiler. We can see the diffuser on there, which is absolutely crazy. It's got the nice blacked out roofline on there, the number 10 on the side, FXXK written down the side of it as well. Good painting for the detail on the front end as well, with FFX written on there, the silver striping on there as well. It's just a really aggressive looking Ferrari. It's even got the shields on the side of it, so really, really nice detail. And one thing to point out about these cars is they do have just the standard rolling wheels on them, so they are not like the pull back and then scooch forward, which some of these 1 in 43 scale cars do. So they're just like a regular play set where they just roll, and they roll really, really nicely as well. Enzo Ferrari, the ever so popular Ferrari named after Enzo himself, the creator of Ferrari. Just a great, great looking car, and it was kind of the early 2000s, the start of the hypercar era. Let's go ahead and open it and have a look. And there is our Enzo Ferrari, looking very, very nice. I like the details on this. I feel like the cuts on this one on the front, as far as the rear goes, everything looks very, very proportionate. I feel like they just did a great job on these cars. I'm actually more impressed with these as I open them up one by one. I mean, the detail as far as the engine bay goes, not a lot. It does have, looks like it's got, supposedly has an imitation carbon fiber interior on this one as well. And the front end with the little slots right there, looking really, really good. I mean, overall, I think it looks really good. And the red on this Enzo Ferrari, I think they've done a great job. It looks perfectly fine. Even the nice detail of the Ferrari logos on there, they have not missed those out. Overall, the Enzo Ferrari is looking good, and I think it's a great addition to this set. Ferrari Roma, just an absolutely beautiful looking Ferrari in real life. It doesn't get a lot of love, but I think it deserves it. It's just such a great looking car. Let's go ahead and pop this open and see all the detail on it. And as you can see, this is our first non-red Ferrari. It's in like a kind of a darker silver color. I believe this one in real life, they call it Greggio Silverstone, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of a metallic gray color. I think it looks really, really good. I think it suits the Ferrari Roma. I feel like the Roma should be one of those Ferraris that just is not in red, even though they have that saying of every Ferrari should be red, but I don't agree with that. I think that Ferraris look great in other colors as well. And this one in this nice metallic gray color, it looks fantastic. It shows the lines of the Ferrari very, very nicely. I like the front end. It looks fantastic. The nice slots. It's kind of like a GT Ferrari. So it's kind of like a good daily driver GT Ferrari, but I feel like it definitely deserves its place in line in the Ferrari lineup and in this set. Ferrari SF90 Stradale. And I feel like this Ferrari, it's a little bit confusing still to some people because it's got like 1,000 horsepower. It's a hybrid engine Ferrari, but you know what? That's just the way things are going right now. 1,000 horsepower is kind of your standard just for like your standard supercar. So I feel like the next generation of Ferrari hypercars will have even more horsepower. But this is definitely a really cool Ferrari. Let's go ahead and pop it open and take a look at it. And there it is, a very, very nice red color on this one. And you can see the trend of these wheels. The wheels are all not like super detailed on these, but you know what? We're looking at the body on it. All the diffuser, all the slats and stuff on this one look totally accurate. They've done it very, very proportionately. Very, very nice looking on this one. And the front end, it's a little bit unique looking. Personally, I have to say the SF90 Stradale is not one of my like Ferraris that I really like and I really am passionate over. I just don't think the design of it is super fantastic. I do appreciate the technology in it though. I think that looks really good on there, and it's got really good hybrid 1,000 horsepower engine, but it's just not something totally different. The Ferrari Monza SP1. This is part of the Icona series of Ferraris that they've come out with. They have the SP1, the SP2, the SP3. And this is definitely a cool, unique Ferrari. Let's go ahead, open it, and we'll talk about it. So the Monza SP1 and SP2 have one major difference. This being the SP1, it has a one-seater configuration. The SP2 is literally the identical car, except it has the two-seater configuration. This one, you can see it's definitely unique with this design with the only one-seater cockpit on there, but they've done a great job at this one as well. The striping that you see on there with that yellow striping that goes down the center and the yellow on the back, that is exactly what the car is in real life. And this one being a nice V12 Ferrari. And this is in that same similar color, that Greggio Silverstone color that they have. It's kind of the metallic gray color, which I think suits this SP1 very nicely. But it definitely belongs in this lineup. Great looking car, very unique, valuable in real life. What do you guys think of this Monza SP1? Ferrari 250 GTO, going back to one of the most iconic cars of all time, one of the most classic designs of all time, most valuable cars of all time as well, ranging anywhere from $50 to $100 million for one of these in real life. But this is your 250 GTO from Burago. Let's open it. And there it is. Very cool looking. I just love the design of this car. This just, I mean, it is a classic car, but I feel like this design on it is just absolutely timeless. I love the front end with those 3 slots that they have, the slots on the side of it. The wheels on this one look period correct. The exhaust on the back of it, it's just such a great looking car. The one thing I have to say, the side mirrors with it's kind of that silver highlighting around the side window, sorry. I feel like that's a little bit thicker than it should be, but I could be wrong. I don't remember that being that thick of a color in real life, but nonetheless, the Ferrari 250 GTO, the most iconic Ferrari of all time, I have to say. It's definitely an amazing car and it belongs in this series. And moving about 50 years forward, we've got the Ferrari LaFerrari, one of the most iconic modern Ferraris. This one is looking great in the nice red. Let's go ahead and pop it open. And here is the Ferrari LaFerrari, part of what they call the Holy Trinity, which includes the LaFerrari, the McLaren P1, and the Porsche 918 Spider. And I absolutely love the P1 and the LaFerrari. I think those are my top two. The 918 Spider, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just think the LaFerrari and the P1 are just fantastic. I cannot decide which one's my favorite, but having a look at this Ferrari LaFerrari right now, I am in love with it. The design of this one is just so iconic. It looks so good, and it's got that V12 engine with a mild hybrid system in there. They've done a great job at this, even painting the exhaust tips on here. We've got the nice Ferrari shield on the side of it. The wheels on here, nothing fantastic, nothing special. The front end design though just looks so good. They've done a great job at this LaFerrari. And what's more iconic than the LaFerrari Aperta, the open rooftop of the LaFerrari. Let's go ahead and pop this one open, and then we can do a little bit of a comparison as well. And there is our LaFerrari, and as you can see, it's just got that open rooftop on there. So it's the convertible version, or Targa top, however you want to call it, of the Ferrari LaFerrari. And something else unique about the LaFerrari Aperta is it does have that kind of like silver striping on the front end. I'm not sure if all of them have that, but I've seen it on a lot of the LaFerraris. The door hinges on them are also completely different from the standard LaFerrari just because of the open rooftop right there. But this car looks so good. It's much more rare than the LaFerrari, the standard LaFerrari, in real life, more valuable as well. I mean, these are $5 to $10 million for one of these ones in real life, but just such a great looking car. I mean, who would love to be in an open roof LaFerrari hearing that V12 engine roar? And here are both of our LaFerraris side by side, and you can see the difference with that open roof top, but both of them look so iconic. Both of them look so good. It's rare that you see a car where they make the convertible version and then the coupe version where they both look really good, and I feel like they've done that perfectly right with the LaFerrari. Both amazing looking cars. Comment down below, which one would you rather have, the coupe or the convertible LaFerrari? Ferrari 488 Pista, a great modern hardcore Ferrari. It's basically the hardcore version of the 488 GTB, and let's go ahead and pop this one open. The 488 Pista, I think, looks great. It's one of the coolest looking modern Ferraris. I think they made this one look so good. I love all the kind of imitation carbon fiber bits that they have on this one right here. The diffuser looks good. The rear end looks good. And of course, this striping on there looks fantastic. I love the front end of this one. I mean, I love the 458 Speciale, but you know what? If someone gave me a choice between the 488 Pista and the 458 Speciale, I would have a hard time deciding which one to take. This one obviously being a V8 twin turbo, whereas the 458 Speciale is just the naturally aspirated V8. But you know what? They are both so good in their own right. I love the 488 Pista. Ferrari California, and in brackets, convertible, because this is the open rooftop variation. This one does have a foldable hardtop in real life, so this one that they've done, they've made it the open rooftop design. Let's go ahead and open it, have a look. And there it is, all opened up. Nice open rooftop design, black interior on this one. We can see a little bit more of the detail on the interior. It's not like fantastic or amazing, but still looks pretty good. We do have the nice Ferrari shields on the side. The exhaust tips on the back, I like how they've got that double stack exhaust on there, which is kind of cool. So they have both sides, but stacked on top of each other. We got the nice Ferrari logoing all around the shields. The front end is not my favorite. Doesn't look fantastic, but you know what? It still looks Ferrari-esque. And we do have the 4-seater interior on this one, so you can take your family out, although the interior space for those rear seats is not very well. But what do you guys think of the Ferrari California? Ferrari Portofino, and this is kind of the next generation of the Ferrari California. They got rid of the California name, went to the Portofino name, and this is kind of the modern variation of the California. Let's go ahead and have a look at it, and then we can even do a comparison between the California so we can see what some of the differences are. We can see the color of this one. It's definitely a darker red color than the other Ferraris that we've been having a look at. It's nice metallic on this one. The front end, I feel like they've done an improvement over the standard California, so it looks a little bit better. I feel like it looks a little bit more aggressive from the side as well. The back end diffuser, the way they've done the exhaust tips kind of molded into the bumper, looks a little bit better. So I feel like the updated variation, the calling it the Portofino and all that, I feel like it makes it look a lot better. And I feel like I would be more willing to buy a Portofino than the California. Overall, looking good. It does have the removable hardtop as well. So in real life, obviously not in this casting right here, but let's go ahead and compare it. And there we have the Portofino and the California side by side, both looking good. The California obviously has the top open on there, but the Portofino will do that in real life. And both of them looks just really good, actually. I mean, now that I see even the California beside the Portofino, I feel like I do like the California too. It's just got a different design to it, but it's definitely has its place in the Ferrari lineup. Obviously, it's not as cool as like the 458 or the 48 or any of those ones, but still, the Portofino and the California are both looking good. Ferrari 458 Spider right here, the convertible version of the regular 458. Let's go ahead and pop it open. The 458 Spider, just another great looking convertible by Ferrari. I feel like another great iteration that they've turned a coupe into a convertible. Just look at that rear end. Look at the design that they have of this being a Spider, being an open rooftop. They've just done such a good design on this car. The one thing that I've never really liked about the standard 458, I don't think the front end grille looks really that great. I feel like the rest of the car looks fantastic, but it's just that front end grille that they didn't do a great job on there. But you know what? It's done for aerodynamics, and also my all-time favorite Ferrari, the 458 Speciale. They changed the look of that front grille and made it look a lot better in my opinion. So that's why it's my favorite Ferrari. But the overall design of the 458 Spider, I think besides that front, looks absolutely perfect. Ferrari 488 Spider, the next generation of the V8s in the Spider formation. Let's see if this one's just as good as that 458. And there is our 488. You can see the cool color on this one. It's a metallic blue color on this. I think it looks really, really good. Don't know if I'd ever purchase my Ferrari in this specific color, but hey, it does look great on a 488. You can see the 488 has definitely a different front end on there. I like the front end of the 488. I think it looks pretty cool with the kind of those stands that it looks like it's holding the bumpers together. Looks a little bit more aggressive. The front from the side, I think it looks really good as well. The rear end, they've done a great job. Although I do prefer the 458 rear end maybe a little bit better than the 488. And here we have the 488 and the 458 side by side, so you can see the comparison of the generations, both looking really, really good. Definitely got a little bit different on the side end of them, and then the rear end, it's definitely got some new aerodynamic improvements on the 488. But you know what? I have to say, overall, I kind of think the 458 is a better looking car. It's just the front end that I don't like, but you know what? The 488 from the side, from the rear, I think it's just overall a better looking Ferrari. That's just my opinion. Both great. I mean, I wouldn't say no to either one of them. They're both great looking cars, just fantastic. And here again is our Ferrari 458 Speciale from Burago. And here is our Hot Wheels Corvette C8Z06, so we can do a comparison. So this one is $6, this is $25, so about 4 times the price for the Hot Wheels variation. So what are we getting for 4 times the price? Well, I have to say, holding now this one after holding all these Ferraris, this definitely feels a lot better quality. So it's a full metal body, so metal on the top, metal on the bottom, real rudder tires on there. The wheel detail is just so much better. I mean, just look at the detail of the wheels in the Ferrari. It's nothing compared to the Hot Wheels variation. The smaller details as well, it's just a lot better. So definitely it's a better built car. The question is it worth 4 times the money for a 1 in 43 scale car? I'll let you guys decide that. Yes, I would love to see Ferrari make some 1 in 43 scale cars with this detail in this size, but you guys already know Ferrari and Hot Wheels do not mesh hand in hand. The licensing issues between them have been ongoing for years. It doesn't look like we're going to get any Ferraris in the Hot Wheels format anytime soon. But comment down below what you guys think of all of these Ferraris and what do you think of the Hot Wheels Burago comparison.